Hey, what's up guys, Shiny here, come back with a brand new video for you guys. Today's going to be quite a short one. We're just going to be going over a little of speculative things regarding the next CSGO operation. Now, Riptide's coming to an end here, and I'm not feeling the best, so I decided today we're going to be looking at the past CSGO operations, seeing when they ended and when the hype followed afterwards, because after every CSGO operation, at least the past couple, we've really started to see the price explode on a couple of different mainstream investment things, mostly looking around the beginning of the summertime. So we're going to be hopping on into that today. Before we do so, if you guys are looking to pick up any CSGO skins, I've got a couple links down in the description, but let's hop on into it. First up here, we're going to be heading on over to this sheet. Now, this sheet is mainly where we're going to be spending a lot of our time today. Now, in the orange, you can see Operation Shattered Web, green is Operation Broken Fang, and then purple is Operation Riptide. Now, you're going to see a couple of big things. First up, we've got some circles in blue and some circles in red. We'll get to that in just a minute. The main big thing I want to point out is between Operation Shattered Web and Broken Fang, we had an 8-month cooldown period. However, for Broken Fang to Riptide, we have about a maximum of 4 months here. You could really call it 3 full months. However, you're mainly looking at 4-ish months here, so it really raises the question when the CSGO operation is next going to be released. Are they going to try and aim for one this summer, possibly? I mean, let's be honest, Riptide was a very low effort operation, which raises a lot of questions of if we're going to see more operations returning. It seemed like we were on a track to see one a year, which was completely fine by me. However, now that we've got CSGO majors coming back into play, which is a big part of Valve's income, it's going to be really interesting to see. Now, when we look at our blue circles here, this is going to be when the hype peaked, or rather the prices peaked. So in 2020, we're looking at the end of July, 2021, we're looking around the beginning of June, and 2022, we've kind of got a speculative date. We've got the end of March, which is possibly the earliest time we could really see a hype based off the past trend here from Broken Fang, of it peaking around a month after the operation ends. Now, I find this very unlikely. However, it is something I just wanted to throw out there. More likely than not, we're probably going to see that hype return around the summertime. A lot of people speculate that this hype has to do purely with the beginning of summer. For me, I'm not too sure about that. I think it definitely has something to do with the end of the operation. However, it's going to be really interesting because we do have that next CSGO major, if we're going to see some hype beforehand or if it's just going to be purely after the operation. After that, we head over to our red circle here in 2022. Now, that's the earliest possible time I could really see us getting an operation. Now, I find that, once again, very unlikely. However, it is just following the past trend. We've got 8 months between Shattered Web and Broken Fang, 4 months between Broken Fang and Riptide, and therefore that's going to be 2 months after Riptide. Once again, I've stated this a couple times, I find this very unlikely. However, it is a really interesting trend after watching CSGO operations grow in length between for so very long. It's definitely quite interesting that we're seeing lots of CSGO operations. I mean, 3 in the span of just around 2 years, or 24 months rather, is quite interesting. However, it definitely seems like the quality has decreased significantly, but at the same time, we are also looking at quite a different CSGO operation than we did in the past. The last big thing I want to hit on here is quite interesting because then we have the end of Riptide here, which is coming in February, which is quite an odd time. I mean, for me personally, I would have expected them to end it around late March to early April so they could keep that hype going for the next CSGO major. I mean, 1 month is not a ton of time. However, it's a decent amount of time where people can get their income back and they can get more money that they're looking to spend on the game without feeling forced into it. The big thing we saw here was with the major and the operation overlapping, people kind of felt a little bit forced to spend a decent amount of money, so they might be trying to recuperate some of that time here, but I definitely find it quite interesting that we're going to be seeing this 2-month at least gap. Honestly, we're looking closer to 3-month gap here, so I definitely feel like there's definitely a possibility that something could be coming in between there. I've made a video about CSGO receiving a Source 2, too. While I find that highly unlikely, it's definitely quite interesting, to me at least, that we're seeing a 3-month gap here after they have really been putting on quite a show when they're looking at their competition. Valorant has definitely stepped up their game, and I think CSGO has significantly stepped up their game since Valorant entered the scene. that is really all I have for today, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully we'll be back to our regularly scheduled content for next time. But as always, I want to thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.